Hello, YouTube. Welcome to this week's discussion of Loki, episode 4. This is Alil,
This is Steve.
And this is Sean.
and I love this show. That's all I have to say. I mean,
Really good.
I
Is
don't.
that your review? Is that it?
My review is I love this. I can't get enough of this. I am disappointed that there was only 2 more episodes. I want more. And if
You
Mobius is
you know
dead,
that-
I will cry.
you do know that Tom Hiddleston spoiled this in an interview like 6 months ago,
He did?
where they asked him. They said, "Do you have a love interest in the new Loki show coming up?" And he's like, if there's one thing I've learned from filming this show, is that you really just have to love yourself." Like Wellington shit, and I was like, "Motherfucker!" He fucking said it. He spoiled it way back then.
That's funny.
Nobody knew though, but
Nobody knew, but he knew. He knew. And somebody at Marvel was like, "Ooh, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, but they've all done that. Like fucking Vision saying like he's acted with somebody that he's always wanted to act with since he was a kid and shit, trying to fake everybody out. It's interesting, but yeah. So this episode, I mean, we get the scene, Sean. I was actually thinking of you because we get that scene right out of the trailer where initially thought it was Black Widow, and last week you said you did not want that to be right at the beginning. That was the scene telling you that you wished it was Black Widow. I think it was fine. I mean, I get it. I get why we wanted the Black Widow because we want that bigger tie-in, but it just makes the most sense, and it is hilarious.
well, it made sense now, but I mean, then
Right. It is kind of crazy that he falls in love with himself at the end of the world where they think they're gonna die.
But it's not him. I mean, it's not.
I know, but it is a version of him, you know.
Is it though, or is it a version of her? Like, it's not.
But we don't know. We don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, even Mobius. I mean, Mobius calls it out. I mean, it's very vain of him, and it fits Loki perfectly, right?
Well,
It's like you always want to find somebody who's just like you. You know,
this episode was just so full of stuff for that. How long was it? 45 minutes. They covered so much fucking ground. They covered all this stuff with Sylvie and him in the beginning. They covered
all the stuff with Ravonna Renslayer and Mobius, like that whole thing with the whole fallout of the TVA, basically. I mean,
you got introduced to the Timekeepers in this fucking episode. They showed you the fucking Timekeepers. They talked. They were on screen.
I think that was gonna happen that far, that this soon, and
it's only 6 episodes.
It just kind of plays into the theory of everything that we've been talking about for the last.
I don't know. Like thinking now after watching this episode,
I don't think we'll see it.
I don't think we're gonna see Kang, but like then I'm thinking
they may pull a Thanos on us a little.
They may, but if it is Kang,
Avengers 1 Thanos on us and be like,
or could it be just like with Scarlet Witch, like the villain was here all along, right? What if the villain is another Loki that's doing this? We've met a bunch of Lokis, and at the end of this, we've meet 4 more Lokis. An amazing crocodile Loki or alligator Loki, whatever you want to call him.
that is
what if it is another what if it's another Loki what if it's a different Loki on a timeline? What if it's like a King Loki or something? I mean, because we see in the trailer that we still haven't seen yet, the President Loki, the Vote Loki, he still hasn't appeared. I mean, so it's like I'm looking at those other series so far that we've gotten from Marvel, and it's like they've done things, you know, Sharon as the power broker, but we kind of guessed that early. You know, like Agatha all along, we kind of guessed that early. Yes, we were shooting for these grand big pieces with Mephisto and, you know, is Hydra and AIM back? We like
what we did we were hoping for something that wasn't so telegraphed, and the last 2 shows have given us telegraph shit. Like Sharon Carter being the power broker is like, yeah, you set that up, but like, I'm not looking for that with Marvel. I'm looking for you to set something up and then pull the rug out from under my feet and be like, nope, gotcha. It's actually this, and you didn't see it coming. I'm waiting for that gotcha moment. WandaVision did not give me that. Falcon and Winter Soldier did not give me that. Hoping that Loki kind of gives me something.
Is Kang if Kang showed up? Is that pulling the rug or gotcha, or is it them doing something else? Because right now we're all thinking Kang, right? So that's why I'm thinking, like, now I'm so invested thinking this is Kang that I'm like, it could be just Loki.
But I think if it's just Loki, that's
another Loki.
I mean, in the show about Loki, it might work, but
I mean, an evil Loki. I actually thought it was going to be Richard E. Grant's Loki, but I like that we get him in that classic leotard costume.
But I think Loki's trying to tear down the TVA, but I don't think he's running the TVA.
But what if one Loki who actually won, became king, took over everything, did the TVA to clip all other Lokis from ruining what he did?
Could be. It could be. It could be a theory.
Because that's another thing too, is like them clipping the branches of the timeline. I don't think that's real. I think what they do when they set those bombs off is erase memories. Because here, when we see them looking at the timeline again, it's like all back to normal after Sylvie dropped all those bombs in episode 2, where we thought all these branch timelines were going to happen. It seemed like nothing happened with that, right? Like, the timeline is back to one line until when they were looking for Loki, and then that crazy event happened with them falling in love with each other, and it spiked right to the red. So I'm wondering if it's something different, because I don't think them clipping the branches is really clipping. I think it's just them taking that variant out of the timeline. Like, so there's still multiple timelines. They're interwoven because we still have a multiverse, right? I mean, there's still a multiverse built in. The Avengers just went back into it. So it's like a bunch of forks in the road still making the one timeline. But all these Lokis like to fuck things up because that's what they are. They're mischief. So what if it's Loki doing this? I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there.
I just think that this is all leading up to Kang. Because, I mean, he's the only person that deals with timelines in the Marvel Universe within this kind of level of kind of shit. And it's got to be something. It has to deal with Kang in some kind of way, but we don't know yet. It has to, because you wouldn't bring in the Renslayer.
I agree. And, well, again, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is
not have Kang kind of thing going on, because again, variance and dealing with variance and all that kind of shit is a Kang thing. Definitely a Kang level kind of shit.
Right, because like I've said, he's had a whole bunch of different versions of himself in the comics. I mean,
and Kang has been cast.
Yeah, I mean, there is a Kang coming.
I mean, it's happening.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't know why. Like, I don't want to set my. I guess maybe I'm not trying to set myself up just because I'm looking at this.
You don't want to have another Mephisto moment.
Yeah.
You don't want the bar to be too high. You want it to be at like, okay.
You don't want to have I didn't get a Mephisto in WandaVision, and I didn't get fucking Chris Evans in Falcon and Winter Soldier, so I don't want to fucking set myself up
or even a MODOK or something. I don't know. You know, like
it's hard, but it's so great though that Marvel has us thinking like this, because that goes to show you these motherfuckers know what they're doing. Like, yo, they do. They play us so well. that we don't see shit coming.
They do, and look how many more series they have coming out. Like, this is just gonna keep going.
Like, yo, like, real shit, we ain't know Tony was gonna fucking die in Avengers Endgame. None of us fucking knew that shit. We probably heard about it, but we ain't no. We all thought fucking, well, me and Steve thought it was gonna be Cap. Like, they thought it was Cap or somebody else, but I mean, again, they're good. They're good. Fucking Marvel, man, respect to these motherfuckers, man, and Kevin Feige, because them motherfuckers know how to keep us on the edge of shit, and they keep us going. They keep the hype train still moving and moving and moving. Even if we don't get Kang, we know it's coming. And we know he's coming. And we know that he may be the big bad for the Avengers in this whole big thing coming up. Because there's no other big bad that I can see that can play to this extinction kind of level but Kang.
Not except Galactus.
I mean, I don't think we're not ready for Galactus yet. I don't think that's coming yet. I think that's Fantastic Four kind of level shit, and we ain't getting that shit till later. So I don't know. Again, we don't even know when the next Avengers movie is coming.
Right, because they don't have one on the docket for.
Yeah,
there's no Avengers. There's no team.
But here's we got Secret Wars.
I think that's what the Avengers movie is going to be. Is going to be Secret Wars.
Yeah, I mean it could be.
I think it's going to be called Avengers Secret Wars. Like that's where it's going to go.
But it's so great though. They keep us wanting. This is the thing that these companies that have these franchises don't know how to do. They keep people wanting. We're not getting that from any fucking universe. Monsters universe, fucking Godzilla universe, fucking Universal Monsters universe, fucking DC universe, Star Wars universe. Like we still haven't we want, but like yo, they keeping the ball rolling. Like it's rolling. Well,
and it's rolling insanely because we're getting a Hawkeye show now. So we're gonna have 4 fucking shows this year. Oh no, 5. I'm sorry, because we have Miss Marvel also coming out this year. Yeah, She-Hulk will start next year. Then Moon Knight, and then Armor Wars. I mean, so we because they already started filming. So I mean, like, and then Secret Invasion.
And we still got Shang-Chi and what else?
Eternals.
We got Black Widow coming next week.
Eternals.
Well, me and Salt and Pepper do.
Well.
Yeah, so just for you guys to know that I will not be reviewing Black Widow with these guys.
Fuck! That means I gotta wait fucking forever to review Fear Street. God damn it, Sean.
I will be in Disney. I might just go live on YouTube and do my own Black Widow review. And because I'll be listening to your guys' review and I'll just be like, ah!
Are you not allowed to record with us?
Yeah, I am, but are you guys gonna I'll record with you.
We'll wait for you if you want us to. Now, we're not waiting a week. We're gonna fucking do it the weekend. But if you can get time to jump off at the same time that.
Yeah, we have to release it.
Yeah, look, because remember, you're on my time. You're on my timeline now. So.
Yeah, I can. Well, I mean, if I can pop in and just do that.
And then, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Just calling on your fucking phone.
That's what I'll do. I did it last time. Remember when I was calling from the
yacht club?
The yacht club.
Don't you have an iPad?
I have a phone. I can just do it on my phone.
Yeah, it don't sound the same though. But all right, I get it.
It's the same thing. A Skype app on the phone is a Skype app on the iPad.
It's literally the same thing, Sean. It's literally exactly the same thing.
I know. I'm sorry.
but let's keep talking about Loki. We got so there's a few things which I liked that I want to call out because Mobius dropped vampires, fucking vampires into the MCU.
As soon as you said that, I slapped my wife, not in the face, like in the arm. I was like, Blade.
I'm glad you clarify that, Steve, because I'm like, holy shit.
Like vampires. I was like, oh, I told you. What the fuck? No. No. I was like, fucking Blade. She's like, I don't know. Like my wife hates that like Marvel is like they drop these little fucking nuggets for nerds, for us, for geeks. For the people that know the fucking source material, for the people that know the backstories of all this shit, they drop these little fucking bits of information that if you hear them or you see them, you fucking can grab onto them.
And they say vampires. I didn't even hear that shit.
Yeah, because he said because you dropped the thing like we've interrogated Titans, we've interrogated like Kree, and vampires, and because remember when Ravonna wouldn't let him talk to Sylvie.
Yeah.
Okay. And, because she was afraid that Sylvie would tell him everything.
Titans. Did they fucking interview Thanos and shit?
That's what I'm saying. It's Titans. They might not. I mean, thinking about that, I mean, because, like, the Eternals is going to be opening up more Titan shit for us. So, I mean, that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, but him dropping that was awesome. But and then we get fucking what's her face back?
Ruby.
No.
She had an awesome scene in this episode.
She did.
This
She
week,
did. She did have.
where she went back with Sylvie to fucking find out about her past and all that. And like,
I kind of wish they would have showed her past though. They didn't show.
Give us, like they did with the other one. Give us that little flashback scene.
Just a little bit.
No, but Lady Sif fucking shows up.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, Jamie Alexander.
Yeah.
Mwah.
I love that. It's fucking cut because that's out of mythology where Loki cuts Lady Sif's hair. That's like out of like the Norse real Loki mythology.
But she never got her like. I thought Sif never got her comeuppance. Like she never like got that.
She doesn't need comeuppance. She doesn't do anything wrong.
She's gonna be in Love and Thunder.
Is she gonna be in Love? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
cool.
coming back.
All right, cool.
She's gonna be sexier.
Because remember, she didn't die because Hela killed the
know.
rest of the Warriors 3.
I know. Which sucks. That's kind of fucked up, but whatever.
The Love and Thunder is gonna still try to convince me that Natalie Portman is hotter than Jamie Alexander, and I just can't do it. I can't buy in.
I mean, Tessa Thompson too.
Touche.
Taika don't care. He's got them all.
I'm like Thor, my bro. Have you seen Handmaid's Tale? Like all this for her? I mean, she's tight, but like, look at Lady Sif over here. Come on, man.
Taika got them all like. Son of a bitch. It's Australian accent.
What else did they? So what did you guys think about the Timekeepers design? Like when they actually showed them?
I thought they look cool. They look cool. They look like animated, like.
Yeah,
they look really cool.
But you know what it is? It's like right when I saw them, I'm like, this is fake. I'm like, this is fucking Wizard of Oz right here. Because like they did have a little bit like of animatronic look, and it was perfect. I think it was telling because they were in there like because you get that smoke kind of arrows like you couldn't tell, but when they started talking, I was like,
they just kind of seem like regular movie aliens, like old school style. But I mean, I guess that's exactly what they were. They were like animatronic style old movie aliens. They cut one of the fucking head off, and it was gears and wires and shit. So.
And how did you guys feel about when Mobius got it?
Well, I felt really bad until Loki also got it, and I found out that Loki wasn't dead. So I hope that wherever they sent Mobius to, he has a jet ski.
I hope so too. But there is for those that don't want spoilers, there is a new trailer. There in one of the trailers, you see a scene where Mobius is driving a car up to a Sphinx. And this is why, again, where before this episode, when that happened, this is where I got, I kept thinking Kang or Immortus, the Immortus version of Kang. Because in the comics, Immortus' fucking time machine was the damn Sphinx. It's weird as shit, but he fucking traveled in the Sphinx. And that's why he went back into ancient Egypt and fucking ruled Egypt. Not Immortus, it was, Ramatut. Sorry, Ramatut. Immortus is the good one that works with the Timekeepers in the comics. I confused them. Yeah, Ramatut.
So if you see, I haven't seen Mobius driving a car yet, so apparently he's not dead. But I did feel like a little bit of like fuck you show when he got it. I was like, no, don't you take my Owen Wilson away from me? God damn it, you barely gave him to me.
I know. I was like, you only got him for 3 out of the 4 episodes. What the fuck? And then yeah.
But then they give it to Loki too. He gets pruned. What a weird word. I was like, pruned. That sounds terrible. That sounds awful. I don't want to get pruned.
No, right.
But then they prune Loki, and he wakes up and he's surrounded by other Lokis. 4 more Lokis. I don't know about the alligator Loki, and I don't know about boastful Loki. But Kid Loki looked really good, and classic Loki looked really good. So. I don't know anything about boastful Loki. He looks like Thor.
I don't
like
either.
A Heimdall Thor.
Yeah, I don't know. In the credits, they call him boastful Loki. I don't recall anything because I don't recall Loki carrying around a hammer that looks like that. So I don't know. But I mean, they made a ton of Lokis. I mean, there is a comic series where there is a army of Lokis, and that is part of it. I think it's when Loki becomes good.
But I loved classic Loki. I thought he looked fucking stupid but great at the same time.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like
those huge horns,
seeing him in that suit,
that.
so bright yellow and green. I loved it. I was
and an amazing. They were in New York. They were in New York.
Yeah,
Avengers Tower was crumpled behind them. Yeah. So they sent him some alternate timeline where fucking
the Chitauri destroyed New York or something. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be that, right? It's got to be.
I hope that Loki goes back to the Avengers Tower and like he walks into that fucking room and sees like his body imprints or whatever, you know, and he's like kind of shudders. Like that'd be funny.
Shit. All right. Well, there you go.
Because for him, Avengers just happened. Like he took the Tesseract, bounced out, and got picked up by the TVA like right away.
Right. Yeah.
So for him, the Avengers where he just got fucking cattywamped by the Hulk, just happened like a few days ago.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, that's it for episode 4. I guess we'll see where these next 2 episodes go. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you think. Do you think Kang's coming? Let us know. This is Alil.
This is Sean. Subscribe.
And this is Steve. And until next week with the Salt and Pepper review of Loki episode 5.
I was maybe we can do this on like Thursday night real quick. Knock out a 20-minute review.
Maybe.
Jerks.
Thursday night's date night. It's gonna be hard for me to swing, but we'll see.